Welcome to your weekly Social Jack Influence Factory. Introducing your coaches, Dean Delisle, Kate Hassett, and Jackson Delisle.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
What's happening? How did
how's
that
it
work?
going?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, Shannon's back on with us today. Welcome back, and Shirley Miller. Welcome, ladies. And I've got more people logging in as we speak. So welcome everybody. And Shirley, good to have. We have two Shirleys on today. Maybe it'll be a battle of the Shirleys for engagement. So. All right, cool stuff. Well, welcome everybody. We've got an exciting guest on today who's been part of our family for quite some time, and we're excited to have him on. So we will have him on in just a minute, but just to cover a couple of logistics and welcome everybody on. Welcome to the Influence Factory. If it's your first time, we always love to welcome you in. And uh, and Iris says musical chairs on the call this week. That's cool. And then, so if you want to play with Kate, well, those of you that are regulars, always welcome back. And those of you that want to play with Kate and the team on social media, go to @GetSocialJack on Twitter, #InfluenceFactory. Right, Kate? You guys love when people.
Exactly. Yeah. Engage online. #Influence Factory and then #GotInfluence. If you have questions ahead of the session or the webinar, whatever, get those to us on Twitter and we'll get them in first.
Right on, right on. All right, cool. So again, welcome to everybody, and we can't wait. We're going to have Jimmy Z on today, and we're going to cover all kinds of ways that you can monetize content and how you can use content to actually generate new sales. So we're excited about that. To maximize your learning, remember to turn off your cell phone or maybe just flip it over till we reference it in one of our lessons. Close your email, take some notes, and tune in, and you will learn something new, I guarantee, especially today. Remember, on the GoToWebinar interface, you have options. You can go to the mobile app. You can switch to audio only. I know people take us on the road and listen to us through their phone. Please do not watch us while you're driving. That's our public service announcement. And then, remember that if you do pick us up on after the program on our podcast channels, you can get us. Where can they find us, Jackson?
You can find us on SoundCloud, YouTube for the video, and then SoundCloud for the podcast, as well as iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, and Stitcher. So,
wow.
But the biggest ones are iTunes and Google Play. So,
love it, love it, love it. So, what we would like to know is our social question today is, what is your favorite place to get news from in terms of the internet? Always curious. People get news from all over, and some people get it from social media. Some people get it from different apps. So we're sort of curious where the world is sort of tuning in and getting their news from. Some people watch television, and I'm one of those folks that actually listens to news radio on the way in. So Jim Catalano says radio and Twitter. Yes, that's I'm right there with you, Jim. LinkedIn for the business news from Shannon. Let's see. Nancy says Daily Skim, SKIMM. That sounds like fun. That must be a new feed that I'm not aware of. I also tune into social media. Oh, Newsy, NEWSY. Jackson, what about you? Where do you get your news from?
Social media today, or I'll just scroll through Twitter and see what the influencers that I follow are posting about. So,
yeah, cool. Kate, how about you?
I'm old school. I like the radio also, like Jim, coming from a radio background, but also I really like BuzzFeed. A lot of people give it stuff, but it's pop culture and real news, so I really like it.
Always got to have a little bit of fun in there too, right?
Exactly.
And you know me and my sports. I always listen to my sports radio. The Score 670. Look, they get a free plug today, so we'll have to have those guys on one of our upcoming shows. I think we're having somebody from WGN coming on in a few weeks too, so that will be exciting. All right, cool. So remember, Social Jack members, log into the Academy. We're adding new stuff each and every week, whether it's worksheets, whether it's classes, whether it's recordings. You can always get every single thing that you need there, and you can go back at least, I know it's over 300 issues of programming. So, and remember, you also get discount codes. So with upcoming events, we have on the 19th, Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time, how to convert connections to new clients. The 19th is coming up fast. Is that next week already?
Yes, I believe it is.
Wow. 5 steps to monetize your network. So cool. And so for Social Media Strategy Summit, that's coming up on the 25th and 26th for the General Summit. And Kate's teaching a pre-workshop on there. And I am teaching Facebook Live. I have a session running in the, I think it's on that Wednesday, teaching about Facebook Live. But getting to join all my colleagues and friends and people from the show. So hopefully you guys can make it. If you still need discount tickets, please, please, please make sure you contact us. We always have discounted tickets for friends and family. So please let us know. And it's a coolest place to actually interact and learn from the Fortune 500 brands that are out there. So pretty cool stuff. For those of you in the financial space, M&A space, the Alliance 2018 Summer Conference is coming up in July, and we are very much a part of that. So I want to welcome you. All right, so now we have some news. Let's see. So we have 2 cool news articles. One is 6 ways hashtags can improve your social media presence. Jackson, what's up with this one?
So this is really cool. If you scroll down, it numbers them so you get like a quick overview of what is short. So boost your post and profile reach. We've shown over studies, and we've talked about this previously in other episodes, but just using a couple hashtags here and there can increase your reach by up to 11%. So that's huge. You're getting 11% more people than what you would normally be getting without the hashtags. And plus, that goes right into the next one, which is, it makes it easier for people to find you. If you're talking about a topic that has a specific hashtag already, you can search that hashtag and see other people that are commenting on the same or similar things. So it's really cool. And again, with, social listening, so that pairs well with the second one. So as well as product development and research. So let's say you're researching a topic or you're researching a certain hashtag, that you can go into like Twitter especially and search that hashtag. That's my favorite one. So I gotta, give a shout out to Twitter. And so you can go in there, search that hashtag, and find all related topics on this hashtag. It's awesome.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is that with this whole create your own brand, drive engagement, this does work. Shirley was saying she hasn't had as much success that she would like with hashtags, and sometimes you have to just settle into them. They're almost a marketing mechanism in themselves, where you're attaching to trends and attaching to other things that are of interest to your audience. But I do like the fact that you can create your own. I just always want to warn you to make sure that you search to make sure it's not already in use when you're coming up with it, because you could mix into the wrong, sort of networks if you're not careful.
Well, so. and another cool thing that we always talk about, using tools to help build and create content, stuff like that. One of my favorite tools for research is probably hashtagify.me. And you can go in and you can find, let's say you're in the marketing space. Let's just use that as an example. You type in marketing, it'll show you in like a web graph. It'll show, Dean will pull it up, but it's if you type in marketing, it'll show you all similar or related hashtags, as well as how far each hashtag correlates from your initial search. That's a very cool feature that this tool offers.
Yeah, so it'll show you what are the other associative ones with the popularity, recent popularity. So it's a good way to put it out there. So pretty cool.
Yeah,
All right.
and I was just going to say what's also interesting about this is that LinkedIn is pushing hashtags so hard right now. Like a couple days ago, I was trying to make a post and they wouldn't let me do it without putting a hashtag on.
Wait, did you say LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, they're pushing it so hard right now. You get notifications like, do you want to include a hashtag? And then a couple days ago, I was trying to post and it gave me suggested hashtags and would not let me post until I hashtagged something. So it's just
they probably felt a little left out since everyone else is using them. They're like, we want to be part of this. We want to be part of this hashtagging fun.
Yeah, the hashtag party. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I did hear that Facebook is also thinking about they want to limit the amount of hashtags that people are using.
Oh, right.
There's on the other end of the spectrum. They're like, get us out of here. The party's out of hand.
Well, I think, but I think they have bigger fish to fry, as we all know that Zuckerberg's on Capitol Hill right now, just trying to keep himself.
Dean.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think so. It's relatable. We're talking about news, current events. It's
yeah.
That happened yesterday. How much more current? Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Well, anyway, hashtags are still rocking, and they're still the way to find things and to get found. So we'll pass this article around, and hopefully you got some good stuff in there. But don't give up on hashtags, for sure. So, Kate, this one, brand value of an influencer marketing in 2018. So I know you love your infographics. So what do you love about this?
I do, and I love influencer marketing. I'm just a preacher that it kind of started in radio, and like I said, I'm old school, and I love radio. So this really breaks it down on how you can use influencer marketing to grow, and it talks about money and everything. But the really important thing that I think we should point out is that it helps boost ROI 11 times from traditional methods. So, I mean, if you're in sales, if you're in anything, ROI is very important to you, and 11 times is huge. So if you haven't really thought about influencer marketing yet, maybe you're just in the influencer development space, this is a really great way to go, a great marketing tool that's being utilized by a lot of top brands right now. McDonald's, Microsoft, we see it all the time. So definitely something to take into consideration. Also, if you scroll through this infographic, which will be in the follow-up email, lots of influencer marketing happening on Instagram. So if you utilize Instagram a lot in your business marketing, 99% of Instagram influencers are spending time right there in that space. So great way to find them, great way to use them. And then of course you can check out the whole infographic in the follow-up email, but really, really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, and I've been using this term gram all the time, and I thought it was just me, but I like to see that these folks put all about the gram in here. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I just like to
I like
that.
Insta for short. That's what I always say, but I guess I'm not. I always cool
say
like Dean.
I always say Insta as well. I really thought it was just Dean, and then I saw it in here. I was like, he calls it the gram. That's okay, yeah. And then I saw it in here. I was like, oh, hey, other people are doing it too. That's a little reassuring. So.
Well, I just want to, so I just so you know, I started it. So just so I would.
Gotcha. I'll tell the author Emma Wiltshire.
Yeah, he's been writing letters to get that on there. He's like, call it the gram just once, please, just once.
Jim said Insta too, so he's on our team.
Right on. All right, and real quick, Brendan, I know you're listening. I would like to do a blog called Gram It Up. So I think that's good. One other thing to note on here too. Let's see. Ira says we should all eat graham crackers as we post. All right, we're getting off topic here, but it is funny as heck. So micro versus macros. So Kate, give us like the snapshot, the 60-second definition for those that are new to influence marketing.
Yeah, so micro is what we would call a business influencer. It's your peers. And then obviously macro is celebrities. It's the Kardashian. It's the household names. So 8% of micro influencers, those business influencers, are going to get a like rate. And of course, they cost a lot less. $180 is the average per cost to hire a micro influencer. So one of the reasons that we help develop those business influencers, one of the reasons that, we like to work with them, it's great for your brand.
Yes, it is. So that brings us to the lesson today. So, and right before we bring our person on, I'm going to ask a polling question here. Are you a business influencer? So go ahead and click on that button right now. It should be a polling question popping up on your screen. And it basically says yes, no, or not sure. So let's click on that right now. And in just a moment here, we're going to be talking to Jimmy Z about getting he always talks about getting fish in the boat. And so, but also we want to talk about getting fish in the sales funnel so we can get them into the boat. So Shirley just sort of gave the answer away here in chat, but Dean said we are all influencers. So that's right. So what I want to do is make sure that each of you realize, some of you said no and some of you said not sure. We always want you to believe in yourself and know that each and every one of you are an influencer, and we want to make sure that you guys really take yourself and put yourself out there. So that's why we're always bringing you these tools, this news, to take that one nugget away, increase your influence so that you can do better, so you can do more business, so you can attract the people that you're looking to do business with and really get yourself out there. So that's really the big message and the big lesson today. And then I think the hashtag thing was super cool. So you're all micro influencers and you're just on the rise, and that's where we want you to keep going. So super quick, Jimmy Zawiski, I've known him for a long time. Both him and I have done excessive amount of firewalks. He's done 25 times. I think I'm right around a dozen, maybe a little under that. Likes to sit in with bands at packed bars. We really get along that way. Not listed here is he's also a percussionist, but he's a little ahead of the game in terms of skill level on that. Definitely really good. Jumped out of a perfectly good plane. So is Kate. Kate has jumped out of a few planes too. Rides a motorized scooter all around the South Loop to pick up food and can't walk into an elevator without feeling compelled to pay the pun forward. So Jimmy Z, welcome today. Welcome on today's show. And it's good to have you on. So
hey,
how you doing, my favorite Cubs fan?
I'm very psyched, man. I'm psyched to get to share some ideas with you. I like being in the background, but it's a real honor and a treat to play full on with you guys.
Yeah, no, I love it. And we always learn something. So no matter what we're doing, whatever's going on, I always love the fact that you have some great takeaway nuggets, which I know everybody's leaning in and they have their pens ready to make some notes or their phones ready to make some notes. So Shirley's asking, pay the pun forward. What is that?
Pay the pun forward. I have been tweaking a pun for like 10 years, and I really believe I can get this to go viral. And so I've shared it with others. And so it's not just about learning it so that you laugh and forget it, but that you would remember a pun that you could make anybody laugh. So you guys ready to start this off?
Yes.
All right. So there once was a hat hanging from a coat rack. And you know what that hat said to the coat rack?
No.
Said, "You stay here while I go on ahead." Whoa! Pretty punny, huh?
Yeah, right. So
it's got a delayed effect too. When you tell a
yeah, we know Shannon loved it for sure. So, so is this like a? Yeah, I know. Kate goes dad #dad joke because I get made fun of all the time. I'm nonstop dad jokes. So
I did that as well. But honestly, I'm going to put up a site, pay the pun forward, and see if I can't get a meme of that to go viral because I've shared that at Sam's Club with a bunch of staff. Now I go in there and they're like, "Oh, that's the punny guy, the punny guy over there." And I've shared it, I don't know, 1,000 times. I can't even go into an elevator without feeling like it would be a waste if I didn't share it so that they could then take it home and share it with their family and friends too.
So that's really on topic for today too, because we were just talking about people claiming their business influence, developing their personal brand so that people know that's the punny guy, or they know there's not going to be 30 minutes that Dean doesn't crack a dad joke somewhere in the room.
Right.
Just who I am. So anyway,
make a big splash, because if you teach 3 and they teach 3 and they teach 3, that's like 80 people within a week. And if it happens again, it goes into the hundreds and the thousands of people. And I've been telling it for 10 years. And, ask Marie, she'll tell you she's kind of sick of it, but it's pretty hilarious. And everyone in this building, downtown, there's about 70 units in here. So I've shared it with people in the elevator, and then they've come back and they're like, oh, I told everybody at a party that I went to, and, and all this and that. And so there has been some splash, and it is in tune with being an influencer, because an influencer wants to make a difference. Yeah. You want to be a difference maker. You got to be a force for good, or something that leave someone with something that they can benefit from, even if it's just a punny joke and since everybody wears hats, everybody can remember it. Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. So, I like that.
Yeah. So I wanted to start with, influence, there's a great definition for influence written by Jeannie Z. Laborde in a book back in the 80s called Influencing with Integrity.
I like that.
Yeah, remember that? It was the beginning of the NLP days. And so she said the definition, or the difference between influence and manipulation is intent. See, a great influencer is out to create a win-win. And those who are not, it's a win-lose. And so, you got to be tuned into that, because there are people that just want to extract money. If you've ever seen a bunch of upsells and whatnot when you're going down the road. But the key is to be a great influence is that you've got to add way more value than you ask for in return. It's kind of like if I went out and was selling $10 bills for $1, I could do that all day. And anybody could do that. In fact, would you love doing that all day? Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Here, let me pop this. I didn't think about the landline. But sure enough, you would love that job, giving $10 a bill for a day.
And it would feel good if you were in a position to be able to afford to do that, right?
Yeah. But the key is, what is it in your business that you provide 10 times more value than you're asking for in return? See, that's when you love your job, because you're adding way more value than you ask for in return.
Yeah, for sure.
When it comes to, internet marketing and social media marketing, you want to provide so much value even up front, because now the key is to move the free line. Some people say, oh, I'm going to, give them a teaser and then, sell my best stuff. Well, they may never find out about your best stuff if they didn't like what you opened with. And so now, more often than not, it's more effective to give your best stuff away for free. Move that free line to engage the customer, create so much reciprocity that they love you. That not only do they then want to buy, because they're like, man, if this is all for free, this is, what incredible value I've already gotten. So I'm very open for investing in whatever else you have to offer. And are they more likely to tell others about it? Yeah, this is a great program. It's free. You can get dialed in. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, but so where does, a lot of people are always asking this, and, we'll joke, because we teach people how to do podcasts just like this, webcast, blogging, how to create value-based content. And a lot of times with value-based content, people are like, well, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And I tell people, well, look in your outbox, because you probably have written at least 4 blogs today alone that you could add value to the world. But I guess the big question is, how do you determine where the free line stops, and how do you determine how to convert those?
Yeah, well, and that's a great question, because it's determined by your results, by your analytics, by what converts. I mean, you're trying to always manage the a conversion ratio, so that your offer is so irresistible that so many people opt in, jump in the boat, and then are in your funnel to then get more value and learn more, and then want to convert into a purchase. And so you want to manage that way. And there's a bunch of ways that we can all add value. You've got blogging, writing articles, posting articles on LinkedIn, gets more reach. So as a great influencer has more reach, right? So we want to talk about how do we have more reach. And this is going to be like taking a drink of water from a fire hose, because I put together a bunch of resources for everybody. In fact, here, maybe we want to show my screen and let's see.
Yeah, here else Jackson will give you the screen here, and while Jackson's transferring that over to you, Iris says, "Great question. We're always trying to figure out how to get the R out of free. We need to do free, but we need to get paid so we can continue to give more. So there's always this bind that everybody feels like they're in."
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so so let's talk about that. So how do you really grow your reach, grow your influence? Well, okay, so you might have a blog, you might not have a blog, but you're going to you could put together a report, a white paper that you give away for free, or an industry report. HubSpot and Social Media Summit comes up with industry reports that are very, very valuable, and people will opt in to get that report, and all those kind of things. A case study that you create, and people want to follow along. Jeff Walker from Product Launch Formula, his whole blog is nothing but case studies showing you the email sequences that are his funnel and how that works. This podcast, hasn't traffic grown since you started doing a bunch of other where you're listed, that you've gotten a lot more mileage from your podcast, right?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because of more reach. A sales pitch is also a bunch of content that you're sharing, and ideally you're adding, or communicating the value that you provide. So that's when they buy, when they believe there's more pleasure in buying than pain in not buying. And that's when they ultimately make a decision. So there's all kinds of things you do. So one of the biggest impacts or ways to raise your stock or to have more credibility, I mean, the first two keys in selling is you must create interest and you must create credibility. Without interest, they're not paying attention to you. And without credibility, they're like, judging and evaluating. Oh, is this guy really got something good for me, or is he just wanting to extract my cash? And so, a great way is writing a book. And did you know that you and everyone else can start their own book publishing company today? And so here's a sample of the handout that I put together of resources for you guys today. I know if you're just listening, you can't tell what it is, and I've posted it up on my site as well. But all of these links and resources, we're going to talk about all these things. And the first one that a lot of folks don't realize is that Amazon has set up Kindle Direct Publishing, an entire publishing course that teaches you not only how to do it, but sets you up with how to get your UPC code, how to list it, format your book and list it on Amazon. And it has all the tools that you need to be able to start your own publishing company and publish your book. And it's not just publishing it on Kindle as an ebook, but you also have the opportunity to publish it on, I'm going to bring this on the other screen, on iTunes as well.
Oh, nice.
Because iBooks is even a greater capable ebook, if you will, because you can add video. You can add all kinds of clickable links throughout your book, but literally it'll play like a movie.
Really? And, so that's nice. Yeah. I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's cool.
It's embedded into the book. So you turn a page on the ebook version and you can have a video go, or you can put hyperlinks that will pop up definitions or extra links, resources that are not maybe in the book, but maybe reference material. So the capability of iBooks is huge.
So like if so again, I tell everybody, well, you're giving, everyone's giving advice. All of us that are on with us today and everybody listening constantly is giving advice. And, and again, we're looking to get that, from free to fee. And so the idea here is that now this is almost like the ultimate, I don't want to call it a flip book, but the capability for you to give advice and gain that credibility. You said gain interest, get credibility. It's like the ultimate way to do that.
Think about the people you know who's got a book. Doesn't that in your mind, just whether you read the book, look at the book, it steps up their credibility because they've put the time and energy to get a book together. And there's so many easy ways to write a book. Like if you've ever given a speech, well, you can record it, transcribe it, and that's the making of a book right there quite often. If you've got a blog and you've got 10 posts in your blog, well, it's probably 10 chapters that you could transcribe or take those articles and put them together in a book. There's lots of ways to create that content. In fact, I wanted to share with you.
And that's what we've told people is we're like, well, just blog your book. So take your time, write 10 blogs or 15 or 12 or whatever the magic number is for you, and then make those chapters and then assemble them into a book,
or
an ebook.
Yeah.
Now, does this, Jimmy, really quick, does this replace sort of the old ebooks that people were doing and putting those in a PDF because it's online and it's digital? Is it cost effective that way too?
It really, really is. And one of the reasons why is because when you lay the thing out in the parameters that Kindle teaches you how to do, then you're able to take that format. Not only is it hyperlinked and the table of contents is built for you, and it's also, if you click on the table of contents, it goes right to that page. So it's all inherent in the book, like a PDF does. But with Kindle, because the page size, the words have to go up. So it's kind of like a mini website. It's HTML in a way, so that if the pages are not limited to the number of words, you have a bigger font. It's, smaller, it's less words on a page, and it's a bigger book, more pages to the book, a smaller font, and it condenses like that. You've seen it on Kindle books.
Yeah,
but
for
here's
sure.
Another cool thing that people don't realize is Amazon came up with a sister site called CreateSpace. And this is where
I've heard of that.
You're able to use all of their approved vendors to do everything from publishing your book. Look at you create a free account, so it's all free. Everything is free I've shared with you so far, and it'll give you printing quotes, and you could have a paperback book printed for $3 to $5 in low quantities, 10 copies to 100 copies. You could either store them yourself, you could have them fulfilled by Amazon, you could have an 800 number so that your customers will call, order the book, and then it'll be sent to them from this print-on-demand person. Obviously, if you stocked 100 or 500 books on their shelf, then your cost per book is less. But you don't need to, because print on demand, they literally put your file in the machine, and just like a photocopier, it spits out a hardcover or print or paperback book in that kind of low quantities.
Got it. Okay.
Right. And this is also their fulfillment end for all of their products, everything that's on Amazon. So again, CreateSpace, phenomenal resource.
Julie asked, what address is it coming from?
What do you mean address? Oh, createspace.com.
Okay.
That is where it is. And I've got all these in this document that is at turbocoaching.com/SJ for Social Jack. And you guys are going to send this out on the link too. So you don't have to even take any notes this time. And if you're driving, don't worry about it, because you're going to get the follow-up email from Dean's team that's going to have every hyperlink that I reference in this talk.
Yeah, this is cool.
So it's very cool, right? And so now,
go ahead. No, I was going to say, so, we have a lot of people that, maybe they're not ready for the book just yet, but this is a good way, if they're not ready for the book, to start prepping for the book, because it feels like it's a good way to build an outline and sort of frame it out and almost plan the book. And it's not like there's a clock ticking on here. It's not going to if it takes you 6 months or a year, it's not going to just shut down, right?
Right. Well, that's perfect segue, Dean, because this is a dot board. I made this up in 1989.
Yeah, I remember this.
Paper with dots. Remember this? But it's just like you've heard of the word mind map or like a movie is made with a storyboard where every scene has got a storyboard or a block post-its on a wall or whatnot. Right. Well, so for this talk here, I first just brainstormed everything I might want to talk about. This is a speech writing technique that I did way back when. As a professional speaker, I was able to customize my talk so much quicker than handwriting them, because I could just, first phase is drop everything I want on the piece of paper, so that it was, at least I could see all the ideas I wanted to capture. And then I would be able to put it into a sequence. So here's the talk that I'm giving you right now. We started out with influence. We talk about articles. We're going to speech, transcribing. Next, I'm going to talk to you about videos. How do you can take the content that you'd have from a book and the different kind of videos that you got. And you can see I just kind of sequenced it out. And you could write a speech in a short period of time. You could write a book in a short period of time. You could do your blog post, what's your blog going to be about? All that because you're just kind of getting it out of your head onto paper so you can see it. And these dot boards are also, a blank one is also on the website as well. And then there's an advanced version. So when you print these out, okay, these kind of get you going, and something about these dots that kind of compels your brain to want to fill them in. But you also then can use the advanced version, which is on the back of every one. It looks like this. So that all you need is a pen and a piece of paper, and right. You could brainstorm your own dots and capture each of your ideas in a dot, which then helps you to organize them and sequence it. So writing a book is much easier. Everybody's got a book in themselves. You know what I mean?
So just so I can grasp this, and again, some people are listening on a podcast. So literally, this is a sheet with a bunch of dots, like circles on it.
1-inch circles.
With 1-inch circles that you're writing in. So then, are you writing down, let's say, all the ideas that you think you want to talk about, and then what you're doing is you're literally connecting the dots based on how you want to tell the story or make your way through the presentation. Do I have that right?
Yeah, it's like a two-step approach. The first page is like a hopper. You just dump all your ideas on there. And you might put the ones you think you might start with on one side and then others on the other, and you space them out like I did in this document. I just kind of dumped everything down so that these were kind of related, Kajabi chords and whatnot. And then what you do is, once you've got all your ideas on a piece of paper, then you can start to organize them on a separate piece. So you have the first brain dump as a menu, and then you can reference that on a second page and organize it in a way that works. And I kind of snake it around so that you're able to have room to add some other stuff. I can give you an example of, let's see, what's another good one here?
Yeah, Debbie said she used to use index cards, and she goes, this is way better. So she loves the idea.
Yeah, way better because it helps you do it. Like here's an example of one of my most popular speeches, how to get the most out of this conference. And you can see I started around here and I kind of snake it around. And then the reason I leave these in the middle is because maybe I want to add something in here. Right. So I can just erase and do that. And I did it on the one for today. I added a few pages. So you can see the whole thing just kind of goes around. And now I've got a cheat sheet for the entire speech on one page, because if you script it out, you're never going to be able to follow it. 3x5 cards help, but this helps you practice more effectively, prepare really well, and then boom, you're golden.
You should make an app for this.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what. I wrote a book, and there, the cool thing is that I was thinking, I should develop a digital version, but I went to Word to see, well, what could I do to kind of outline it, and everything's in Word. You can make circles in Word, and type in it, and it'll even make the circles bigger. So I'm like, I ain't building this thing when it's already in Word, and it works great. So it can be really pretty, as well. I like pencil and an eraser. You bring an eraser, pencil, and you can kind of work it that way. Does that make sense?
So, and Shirley goes, well, I use a whiteboard for ideas, and I'll never forget. I had, I use whiteboards all the time. We have them at home. I have them in offices, and now in this office we have glass walls, but now it's like. And Shirley said, but you can't take the whiteboard on the train with you, or you can't sit in the doctor's office or at a Starbucks. And so I like something that I can, what I call mind map. I don't know if that's the same thing, but basically I know this stuff is in my head and I want to get it down because I know I want to build a class out of it, or I want to talk about it, or I want to write a blog about it. And that it sort of helps you assemble those ideas. So,
I was just looking because I took a picture of my, here's a hot tip. Go to Home Depot and buy a shower board, which is the actual whiteboard that they use. So I bought an 8-foot piece of whiteboard for about $15 and then framed it in oak and put that in my conference room, and it saved me about $200.
Wow.
But it's also an easy
Wait, is that
way
the
to
same
do it.
stuff? That's the same stuff they use in showers?
Yeah, well, they call it shower board because, it's water repellent, but it's like that. And there's my whiteboard. You can see. Oh,
yeah.
Here, I'm in the, I can't see my
That's
screen.
good. We got it. It's good.
You can tell, right? Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
So anyways, let's keep rolling because I got more to share. Sound like a plan. So now,
well, just so you know, we got about 10 minutes. So, whatever you think is the hottest thing, and we're going to
right on. So I think the greatest thing that you could do is to then take your book, take your ideas, turn it into a course.
Yes.
Turn it into an online course.
Speaking to my heart. Yes.
Online courses give you time freedom. You've got the entire world as your market from your laptop. And our program, I became a founding investor of Kajabi years ago. This company is the greatest company I've ever seen because it was built by marketers for marketers, internet marketers, and it's a content publishing platform. So you can buy an LMS, a learning management system, and there's a ton of them out there, and you could park your courses out there. But you could have a great course, and if you have crummy marketing, you ain't gonna make no money. But if you have a good course and you have great marketing like Kajabi provides, and you can make a ton of money. And there are in this marketplace, you can see people that have just, made it's changed their life. One guy was in a band, always traveling, playing saxophone, decided to teach saxophone online, replaced his band income in 6 months, doubled it within a year, and now he stays home with his family and kids, making twice as much money as he did on the road, working every weekend. And There's just tons and tons of examples like that. So, what does it do for you? Well, it gives you landing pages. It gives you, here, let's get.
So when you do, and I know we're going to send out a link for this, so just real quick, so we don't get too much into the how-tos, but it in here. So bottom line is that it will walk you through. So let's say you have an idea, you've been doing the circles and the whiteboarding, and now all of a sudden you get to the point where it's like, man, I think I want to turn this into an online course, or I have an idea for that. Kajabi sort of picks up those circles and allows you to just basically walk you through that process, right?
All the way through. So it teaches you not only how to lay out your course, but it manages all the moving parts. Your list marketer, your email autoresponders, your shopping cart, payment processing. It does quizzes and surveys, the different offers you want to make, upsells, a library of all your courses so people can one-click into the next course. It is the most robust platform I've ever seen. I'm excited. I got 3 products I'm building right now. One of them is called the Game of Dots. In fact, if you want to go to thegameofdots.com, you could be part of the pre-launch and see how this thing unfolds. I thought of putting that pun on Kajabi as well because it already feeds the list manager. And it's fun. You could have any downloads you want with the course. It is absolutely the coolest thing. And because I invested in the company, I've got, you can click on my affiliate link and save 15%, and you get a 2-week free trial. So you can play with it for free. You can go to the Kajabi YouTube site and learn all kinds of things. I think that taking your specialized knowledge and putting it into a course could change your life.
Yeah, for sure. So
influence in incredible ways.
Yeah, and Julie asked, can you export it, or do they own the content that's in there?
Nope, it's all yours. You own it all. It's completely yours. It's a membership site, so you pay based on the capabilities that you choose. You start low, which is about $150 some a month, and then as your needs grow, you can keep on adding to it and just adding capabilities to it until, you know, it's your customers are paying for it, because the more capabilities you need is because you're selling and you need to raise your database and, you know, have a bigger reach. So it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. Yeah, so I highly recommend that. So let's just go through real quick this list so that I can just tell you some of the tools that are on here in the time that we have left. So there's marketing tools and resources. Of course, Social Jack's going to teach you all you need to know about social media marketing.
And how to be an influencer.
And how to be an influencer, man, how to raise your reach. So that's my favorite. I think I've missed like 2 Wednesdays in the last 3 or 4 years I've been.
I know. We appreciate you for that. So thank you.
I have learned so much from you, Dean, and I'm very grateful to be, you know, a huge fan. And, you know, the reciprocity is huge in your corner because I've benefited so much.
Right. And thank you as well.
Yeah. So there's lots of tools out there. Product Launch Formula by Jeff Walker is the best. I highly recommend you buy his book, Launch. This is a 10-book book. He didn't hold back anything. Everything you need to know about launching a product is in this book. And he linked a sister membership site to it as well, so there's more online resources to go with it. Russell Brunson is the ClickFunnels guy.
That's right, yeah.
He will give you this free book. His analytics shows that for every book he gave away for free, he makes $256. You go like, how is that possible? Well, he charges, you know, $5, $6, $7 for shipping, which covers the cost of the book and the shipping and all that kind of good stuff. But because of his funnel and upsells and value that he adds, his statistics are for every person that opts in to buy this book. And you see this 108 proven split test winners. I got it at my office in Burr Ridge, so I didn't have it here to show you, but this is one of the coolest. He did 108 proven split tests, which means you compare one example with another, and whichever one converts higher, you stay with that. And then maybe you'll change the offer, or you'll change the headline, or maybe a different graphic. And then you keep comparing it, and after 300 clicks, whichever one proves out better, that's the one you go with. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Miriam Rose asked a good question. What about, we have a lot of service providers on with us. What about launching a service rather than a product? And I believe where you were at is turning your services into a product, correct?
Yeah. So there's a few ways. Now, if you're selling a digital product, obviously you've got the entire world as your market from your laptop because you're selling electricity. If you're selling a service, maybe you want to sell your expertise, how to run that business, how to market that business, how to improve that business, put that into a book. And then it's easy to find a market niche, say you're carpet cleaning or plumbing, or what service is she in, do you know?
No, but just consider consulting, you know, so marketing, consulting services.
So you come up with exactly some expertise that will be a great calling card for you. It kind of is your front door that people enroll in automatically, and the fish jump in your boat. And so
and that's what we did. Yeah, that's what we did with Social Jack is we did the influencer development program, but really that's a bundle of services. And now we're marketing that out there, but then we're converting it into courses and other pieces of content and
all your consulting services and stuff. Yeah.
So Jimmy Z, unfortunately, we're down to 2 minutes to go. So I told you it was going to go fast, man. So I'm sorry about
it. Well, I just wanted to give all these resources because you got, you know, tools not only in the marketing side that can really help you. Facebook came out with a new business.facebook.com, which is a new platform to help you market. And they do so much of the tweaking and split testing for you, come up with lookalike audiences. Video production services where you can have either whiteboard video, you can be a talking head, or you could use cartoon characters or anything like that. ScreenFlow and Camtasia capture your screen. Graphic design. Fiverr is a resource for $5. Anyone will do anything for you because they're prospecting. So that you need some graphic work done, you could put it out there. Do this for me, and for $5, they'll do it. And if you like them, then maybe you'll hire them for some more business, stuff like that. And then Envato Video Hive, Audio Jungle. These are all kinds of free music, graphics, templates, all that good stuff.
We love it. Free stuff. Everybody's cheering. Yay, right. Free graphics.
Yeah, right. And background music and sound effects, all that kind of stuff. Here's all your list managers. Here's affiliate programs where you can sell other people's stuff. If you don't have a product, sell somebody else's stuff. I make thousands of dollars selling, just using other people's copy. I just have an affiliate link. I put that out to LinkedIn or to Facebook or to my email list, and money comes in the door. It's incredible. And then here's some other people as examples. Tim Ferriss, he's my favorite. This guy, you want to see how it's done? Follow Tim Ferriss, man. He is one of the greatest bloggers and value adders I know. Joe Polish from I Love Marketing and the Genius Network. People pay him $25,000 a year just to be part of his mastermind, and he's got a $100,000 a year mastermind as well. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. He's the founder of LinkedIn. He's got a podcast called Masters of Scale, and he just interviews people that scaled up their business. It's phenomenal.
Nice.
Brilliant guy. Gary Vee. If you can stand his F-bombs, you'll love him. And Brendan Bouchard, he's doing 11 figures a year, like 17 million a year, all digital products that fill his live events. He gets 1,000, 2,000 people at his live events because he'll sell you a $2,000 course and give you 2 free tickets to his event. And he just adds a ton.
All right, Jimmy, the fire hose. We have to turn the fire hose. Okay. But we will make sure we're going to launch a quick poll here for people that do want to increase their influence, and then we're going to send out. Everybody's thanking you and loving you. We're going to send out Jimmy's entire link of things that he is provided on here, mentioned on here. It's like literally like a 3 or 4 page link. Yeah, for sure. And then
some of my best resources for you guys, and I really hope you love it.
So everybody's ringing your praises here. So we always love when Jimmy's.
I'm ringing the bell, baby.
Yeah, there you go. And then next week we have JD Gershbein, who wrote the first book, the original book on LinkedIn, and has built thousands of profiles. And I, whenever I need a hack or need to know what's happening that I'm not tuned into related to LinkedIn, because LinkedIn doesn't always tell us, we literally have. We will get those hacks on next week. Andy has a new TV show that he's going to talk about coming up to a whole new program launch and things like that. That is a little bit of edutainment, fun, and all kinds of cool stuff.
Nice.
Which we all
awesome. I'll be listening.
So what I want everybody to think about, because we want you to have one next actionable thing. So if everybody could just type in, what is the one thing? So let's just say you can't do them all because you can't. So what's the one thing you're going to do from this moment forward to build your influence? Shirley says circles.
Yeah, nice. You go, girl. I love it. Go to gameofdots.com and opt into the pre-launch, and you'll get the whole course for free. Because everyone who's in the internal pre-launch, which is before it goes out to the public, we're giving them all for free. And then are you guys going to send out this list, or are they going to go to my website to access it as well?
Yeah, you can give.
It's already going to be in the link in the resource center. So we'll have it underneath Jimmy's name. You can just click the resources button, and it'll take you right to that site with all those resources.
Yeah, and the short link is turbocoaching.com/SJ for social jack. turbocoaching.com/SJ, and I put all those pages and dot boards up there for you for free.
Awesome.
And James said he's going to go to the same hair salon as you and me, Jimmy. So he's
cool.
And then let's see. And Shannon just went to the Game of Dots, so she retained that. And then Athena's going to go get the shower board at Home Depot. She loved that idea too.
It's great. Yeah, it's
awesome.
Really great. I love it. Yeah.
All right. We're going to send out. Yeah, we're going to send out all these links. Oh, and we have an engagement winner. Whoever engages the most and plays with us on here, we have a winner. Jackson, who's that winner?
Ira Hendon.
Ira's in the house.
Ira's in the house.
Yeah. She was on fire today, asking great questions.
Ira's a he.
Oh, sorry, he. I'm sorry, I knew that. That's my bad. Sorry. I'm reading all the questions as they're coming in. It's constantly reordering.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, it's good. I hope I exceeded your expectations. Added real value for you folks, man.
Yeah, you did. You always do. We love you, man. Can't wait to see you in person. And like I said, you're still playing the drums, right?
Oh yeah, I've got them set up. I play all the time, and I keep those chops. So if the bar is hopping and I can create a little rapport at the break, I'll get in there.
Yeah, right on.
With the band. It's a fun hobby. It's fun.
All right, cool. All right. Well, listen, everybody have an amazing day. Don't forget, always believe in yourself. You are all influencers. Keep working on it and taking yourself to that next level. Thanks, Jimmy, Kate, Jackson, and everybody that's on with us today. And we will see you online. Take care, everybody.
Awesome.
Okay.
Have a great one, guys.
Jump in the ocean of abundance, man.
Amen, brother.
Nice.